So how long have you been rapping now?
Honestly, since we left high school, like senior year of high school in 2009, I was already living in Pomona. So I was traveling from Pomona over here just so I could graduate with like my peoples. Didn't want to start senior year all over.
Really? I didn't know that you moved all the way out there and you're coming over here.
Yeah, I was like, man, I moved over here and started high school over here, so I knew the struggle already, and I was like, man, if I do that senior year, I have like 1 year to make friends and do whatever, you know. So once I graduated high school, I was really isolated because I was out in Pomona, and I just kind of started writing my thoughts down. And then, you know, family ends up grabbing your notebook. They read them. They were like, hey, this is pretty good. You should give it a go. At first, I just thought of it as straight poetry, you know?
Yeah.
Just me writing. And then, naturally, because I listened to hip-hop the most out of all the music I listened to, they just kind of came out that way when I would read them. And eventually just put in work, dude. It's been like 10 years, but I would say, like at a level where I'm at now, where I'm releasing music, it's been like a good 5-6 years. But year one was like looking at a blank piece of paper and figuring out what to do with it. But it's been a fun ride.
I can imagine a couple buddies and myself, we kind of did a little mixtape back a few years ago. And it was fun, man. There was a group of like 6 of us, and we'll just meet up and kind of have like a little sesh.
Okay.
Some were more proficient than others. I found out very quickly that that's not my forte. Stick to listening to it. But I respect the grind, man. Anybody can not only put their thoughts onto paper, but you know, catch a rhythm and put it down on a track is a complete different thing. You know? It used to take me like not even playing about 15 times, and I had the words right in front of me. It ain't for me, man.
There's just so many variables to think of. You think it's just reading the song, but you thinking you gotta think of the flow, you gotta think of being on time, sounding crisp when the mic is recording.
Having the right equipment, putting it down. Like, how did you get started? Well, you go from Pomona, writing your thoughts down to on paper.
So I'm in Pomona, and I'm working at a Target.
Was that your first job?
Yeah, that was my first job.
That was mine too, bro.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Target life.
Jeez.
I was a card attendant / cashier.
Alright, I see you.
So I was I mean, naturally, you know how Target has different kinds of people, like different ages. Some of the friends that I made at Target, one of them was in a punk band. They're actually starting to release music. It's like called Mario Slam. Shout out to them. So he's in a punk band, and then he was like, "Hey, this dude that went by, well, his name is Noé. He's like, this dude, he works in the back. He has a studio at his house. You should hit him up." So I hit him up. I'm completely like new to this, bro. I don't even know how to spit into the mic correctly. And we're in his closet. He has all these toy collectibles in his closet. And we're just trying to create a song that's gonna like shoot us up in the charts or some shit. You know, like
yeah.
I'm right here.
Ready to go, huh?
So I remember the first time I recorded, and he just told me like, "You don't know how to rap," and I was just like, so like, I thought about, oh my god, do I have to quit this thing? I just started loving it.
I just found my passion, and I'm ready getting told to quit.
I was so sad. I went home that day. My boy, who's with me now, Ghost, we've been together the whole way. He was just like, "No, don't listen to him. You're good, bro. He just wants you to do it his way, but you got it your way." And then that kind of inspired me. I just figured out, like, you know what? I gotta master it my way if I'm gonna do it my peculiar way, and just deliver it so that people could feel it's authentic. You know, I don't know how to rap like somebody else.
Right. I was just gonna ask you that. Is like, you know, pretty much in everything that you do, you have, you know, somebody that you look up to, and like you said, yours was hip hop. So, who were your influences that you were trying to emulate? You know?
It's a mixture of like opposite ends. Like, I can listen to a Tribe Called Quest all day, just because the vibes are right, and I'm a very vibe type of person. But then I also like to listen to Immortal Technique, and he's very intense and very like politically charged in most instances. So I would say I got inspired by both those ends, like the end that makes you want to listen because it's vibey, and the end that tells you something with substance. So I just wanted to merge both worlds and just give someone something that could maybe touch their spirit, but also make them tap their feet or dance at least.
I got you. That's the hardest part, though, right? Trying to connect the dots.
Yeah, I really just figured, not that I figured it out, but I was just like, you know what, just do you, and the people that align with you will align with you, and that's how you'll feel the most fulfilled, because you're not holding yourself back by doing something you don't want to do. You know?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like first and foremost, anything that you start, you're gonna suck, like you said. Like I remember begging people to let me, practice cutting their hair, and now I get paid to do it, So it's like,
oh man,
the process though, from going from the start to where we're at now.
You cut some people pretty bad.
Of course.
I have a cousin who does nails and hair. So when she was going to school, since I was the only one kind of cutting my hair short, she was like, "Can I try things?" And she would mess my stuff up.
There was a lot of questionable cuts, man. You know what? I was blessed though, because a few of the people that I first started cutting hair, they went to this military high school, so they had to keep it clean cut every week. So I got a lot of practice from that, and I started getting proficient at it a little bit. Each cut, it would take me like an hour and a half. I'd be sweating. Like, you go from the backyards and people sitting in chairs. There's no light, and it's like a
showtime.
Yeah.
How do you feel now, like when you're cutting hair in this barbershop? Do you feel like a pressure?
I would be lying if I say no, but it's only for like the first time people who come in, and especially the ones who don't know what they want. That's the ones that I feel the most pressure. I'm at the point now is like I know I'm good at it, and I just want to give you the best that I can. But if you can't, tell me what you want. At least give me a picture.
Yeah.
That's all I need. For the most part, it's, I would say I feel pretty comfortable. Yeah. So how did you get going from rapping in a closet to what's the next step?
So the next step after that was we found another guy through that same punk rocker, Long Live Punk Rock.
Hey man, those doors, that guy.
So he had a friend that was going to, I think it's Cypress or Citrus, for audio engineering.
I believe it's Cypress.
I think it was Cypress. So he did that and he graduated. He had his things like barely popping in terms of getting his foot in that industry. So in his garage, bro, he had a legit studio. All the equipment you would want in the studio, but it was in his garage, just from him being around those people he knew, And he just started recording us. And this guy didn't interfere in our creative process, because he was just an engineer. He was just recording us. He more just gave us like, from a technical aspect, hey, this sounds like this, or this is kind of offbeat, and together with him we kind of just started recording. Once we recorded enough songs, we put together a little mixtape and started like going to the stores and buying those blank CDs.
Oh, you want to go back to the CD?
Yeah, we were in the blank CDs, putting these in.
These suckers don't know these days.
I just like got a Sharpie and I wrote "Bump This" on the CD.
That was the name of the first mixtape.
Like,
Bump This.
Bump this, bro. This is the next level right here.
That's funny.
But yeah, from there, and then open mic nights is where we gained the confidence to do it live. And after that, it was just like, hey, he throws shows here. Oh, cool. We're down to rock a show. They book us, and then we just kept impressing everywhere we went, and it just has grown from like a backyard, like you said. We've opened up for Immortal Technique, which is one of my heroes. Yeah, so.
Oh wow.
So it's just like it's just the everyday growth, and like you can never feel like you figured it out because there's always something else around the corner that's gonna teach you something else.
You always got to keep learning, man. Even myself, like I follow all these people on Instagram, and you could always pick up something, right? One of my favorite life mottos is "Eat the meat, spit out the bones," meaning like just take in everything and glean what you can. And if it doesn't work for you, like you said, you're trying to imitate other people's styles, but.
That's pretty good.
Kind of, yeah, man. Let me get the tells, but so meeting up with Immortal Technique. Did you fangirl? Be honest.
I didn't get to meet him. So what happened that day was, yeah, he arrived a little late. I'm sure he has plenty of people he knows in LA. So he ended up having some friends get added to the list. At least the set list last minute. And I mean, these friends are like Chino Excel. They're like well-known rappers, so you're not gonna be like no. So we rocked, and he still wasn't there. So when he got there, we were already in the crowd, prepared to watch his show. So we didn't really get to meet him.
Is that cool?
It was good. Feels good actually. But the cool thing was like everyone in the crowd that was there to see him obviously was coming up to us during his set and telling us like, "Oh, you guys were amazing. We wish you guys could have gone before him." There was people taking pictures with us, and it was like the first time we ever experienced anything like that. So there was that positive, but I still want to meet him, shake his hand, just thank him. But it'll come. I see it on the horizon.
Hey man, you're doing what you're doing, and the rest will come, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. So, what now? You just making music every day, and perfecting your craft. Or what does a typical day look like for you these days?
Now it's like it's learning because there's so much more to it now. When I first started, there was the hope of it being open because artists like Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller opened the door for like independent rappers to make a lane for themselves. But now, because of the internet and like Instagram, everything's geared towards algorithms and content, and you gotta post in certain ways and certain parameters for people to see your stuff.
It's its own job.
So now it's learning that side and then getting better at the rapping side. So what I'm learning is there is ways to use the algorithm for your advantage. Right. We actually just had an example where I don't know if you kept up with the last couple of days. We've been posting like that we're gonna release a track tomorrow.
Yeah, this one's in Spanish.
Yeah, it's our first Spanish song. So we hadn't really been posting with the Divine page, so the algorithm kind of had us dead. We were getting like 50 views, 50 likes per post. And then we just decided like, okay, we're gonna release this song on this day, and we kind of devised a plan of how we're gonna roll it out. Like, all right, Monday we're gonna post some pictures and maybe like a clip of us performing the song. Tuesday we'll do it for Ghost, and then we kind of laid it out throughout the weekend. Like instantly the numbers just started boosting because people were liking the post and commenting. So now I kind of see like, all right, like you don't have to be on it every day, but you just have to know what you're doing and know where you're advertising to, it's not really selling out. It's more like, hey, this is what I do. If you vibe to it, here it is, presented for you.
Right. I agree. You know what? I'm not. I like Instagram. I'm on it. I'm pretty addicted. I'm gonna be honest with you. But the whole business side of it, I don't really like because I'm more of a behind the scenes type of guy. So me posting all the time is like, I don't really like to do it. It's necessary for business.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like not that we've held, well, in a way we have held ourselves back by not getting acclimated to that side of things. But now that we are learning and seeing it, like we understand the usage for it because obviously whether we like it or not posting, we're creating content and we're making music. and people can't just come to my garage and hear me making it. You know, I have to let them know. So in a way, I see it now for the positive that it can be. And like, if you're really good about like following things you genuinely like and you genuinely like interested in, the Instagram is not that bad. You know, like it's when we get caught up with like all these other extra profiles and then comparing ourselves, because it can be like a toxic mental place for someone to be in if they're not out there, you know?
Oh, for sure. When you start putting your self-worth into like the views and likes, and I think it's a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Like us, we make music whether one person likes it or 1,000. It's like when I laid it down, it felt right. And that's how we go about it, you know. But now it's just progressing, bro. Hopefully, my goal is to like get us shows outside of California this year. I submitted us into some festivals for later on in the year. So I'm trying to grow it. Like I'm 31, but there's still a lot of fun to have. You know? It's way too much fun to have too.
You know what? I used to think once you hit your 30s, you should pretty much have your career set already.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing that's not the case for a lot of people. I didn't find this till I was 25, and like I said, it was a hobby for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't turn it into being a professional until less than a year ago.
Wow.
And now adding this concept to it is like doing the podcast. Like I said, dude, I'm the type of dude to be in front of the camera. I like to listen to people, so that's why I do it. And like you said, it's not trying to be like the next Joe Rogan or anything. It's just, I like talking to people, and if people like it, cool. If not, whatever. I like to do it. Just gonna keep doing it.
And people will gravitate towards that, bro. It looks like people are searching for more real. Like they got tired of being entertained by monkeys and clowns and shit. Feed my soul, feed my brain. And you can do this here, cutting someone's hair. You just get like real introspective with someone.
So what's the thought process when you're writing your songs? How do you turn what's in your brain into rhymes and flows? How does it start? Do you just pick a word, or how does you tell me?
Honestly, not to sound corny or crazy, or I don't know what it sounds like, but I feel like it's God.
Really?
Yeah, like
How so?
I hear the beat, and then the beat does what it does in my head, and then the words come out. I don't really think about it in terms of like, I'm not overthinking this or that. It's just flowing like water. And that's when I know that I got a good beat, because the beat will just, it'll just make it all come out like with little to no effort. And I don't say that in a cocky way, but it's just like it's 100% what I want to say, you know. Like I draw covers too for our work and stuff, and when I'll think about it for like 2 weeks in my head. The moment I put the pencil to the paper, it's gonna come out like exactly how I want it, because it's been like brewing there, you know.
Been ruminating on it, letting it marinate in your head, right?
Like this whole time that I'm not writing, I think of things. You know, this podcast will inspire me to think of things, and then once the beat comes, then all those things that have inspired me just unlock, and it kind of just falls into place, you know.
Yeah.
I wish I could give you a technical answer, but that's really what it is.
No, I mean that's a real answer, and that's that's what I was looking for, man. It seems like everybody has, the magic answer. Is what do you do? The days where the beat doesn't speak to you, so to say. Like you just keep writing. Is it one of those things where you just keep chugging along? Or?
Honestly, those are the days where I feel like that's the universe telling me go live, because my songs come out of life, and I feel like if I'm stagnant and I'm not living, either things come out a little dark or they don't come out at all, because I'm not really giving myself the juice,
Yeah, or forced, right?
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh, I got to do this.
Exactly, and I don't like to force it. Like I'll go back and erase it if I felt that way. But luckily I have multiple like alleys. Like, if I'm not writing, I'm working on a cover for someone else. right now I'm working on like a logo for a coworker of mine who's making her own natural ginger shots.
Really?
So I find little ways to get a little creative otherwise, and, or like go out and just go kick the soccer ball, shoot some things. But I don't try to force it. I never try to force it because that just always ends up in bad. Even when I'm drawing, if I feel like I'm forcing it, it'll just look like I never knew how to draw in the first place.
It's like, what is this?
And I'll know it, man. You forced this one.
Yeah. It's funny how you have that feeling too. It's kind of the same thing when everybody has those days, man, where you're not into it for whatever reason. Especially now that it's been like raining, which is pretty unusual from California, right? It's like, dude, I don't even want to get out of bed. Dude. I've never been like that. Let alone I want to cut hair, feel creative, because that's what this is for me. It's like I feel, I don't have the gift of rhyming, but I can cut. So it's fun, man. It's hard.
The rain has been crazy. I'm feeling like Seattle or something.
Have you ever been?
No, but I hear all my friend has a lot of family in that state, so he always tells me how it's raining.
Actually, we went a few months ago, actually, and it was beautiful because of all the rain. It's so naturally green and lush. I don't enjoy the city though. It looks like LA over water. So from the suburbs to like the city where like the stadiums are, and it looks literally like downtown LA. You have to cross over like 7 miles of bridge. And if you think LA traffic's bad, dog, when you only have one way in and one way out. It can either take you like 15 minutes or like an hour and a half, which was the case for us because we got a Mariners game out there. And prior to that, my family and I, we went out to a hike. And talk about beauty, man. 30 minutes from what we're seeing in the suburbs, you drive out there, and you're in just like the most gorgeous mountains you've ever seen. And it was easy enough hike where it's like 2 and 4. And so we get back. We get back around 3. The game's at like 7. And I keep checking my phone because I'm that type of dude. Like I have to be there in 5-10 minutes. And I'm like, all right, 15 minutes, cool. So I end up taking a little nap. I wake up, it's like 5:30. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna play it safe. Let's start heading out now. Why did it take us an hour and 15? Wow. And because I didn't know the city and Apple Maps is stupid, it forced me off onto this one lane, which ended up taking me around the city. And it looked like justified because they're doing so much construction.
Okay.
So it took me another 45 minutes just to circle back. So and then to top it off, we get there, we're looking for parking, it's free parking, the valet is you have to pay. Obviously, the closer you got to the stadium, the more expensive. So it went from like 85, you park like 2 miles away, and it's still like $50. So like, oh man. So we parked like 2 miles away, and there was no parking. So we were parking at this record shop, and it said at 7 o'clock, free, they stopped charging. So, the game starts at 7, so alright, whatever. We'll miss a couple of innings, so say it's $85. Yeah. So we wait till 7 and come to find out it's closed. Wow. So, we're like, whatever, we'll just park over here and walk it. So we ended up walking, I think we got there at like the top of the six. I was so mad. But it was fun though. It was crazy to see like real fans.
Who were they playing?
They were playing, I don't remember right now. It'll come back to me.
What do you mean by real fans?
I would say everybody was invested to the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like people just taking pictures, It was different than what I was used to. Let's just say that. I'm not trying to put everybody down. It's just different. And it was pretty cool because I've been to other stadiums too. I've been to the Astros
Oh, yeah.
That one was cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, no me
Alright, dog.
tocó ver cuando te lo contó Alex.
Don't slice me right now.
Estaba aquí cuando
Oh, sí.
I'm a fan of baseball, bro. At the end of the day, they don't pay me. They don't know who I am.
I feel you. I love the game.
Yo estaba cortándole a
I can never get over.
No,
sitting down
fue
and
cuando
watching
usted quebró las luces.
It just reminds me of childhood, you know.
Oh, le veí.
Que se atoró la
Such Vince
puerta.
Scully's not around
Oh,
anymore.
sí,
But
le
that
estaba
was,
diciendo.
Se despegaron las
End of an era, man.
Sí, se.
That's wild, man.
estaba-
I actually worked for
la-
Chick
no sé
Hearn's
cómo
granddaughter.
saben que las puse- las puso la
Kern?
muchacha.
Ya las levantó otra vez
Really?
el trabajo
How
y
was that
se quedaron
like?
allí, pero se habían caído.
I think I got the job because I knew who Chick
Y
Hearn
Bueno,
was.
estábamos diciendo, ay, pero para
So I
qué
walk
los
in there and
puso
I see a
el dueño.
Chick Hearn
Ajá.
bobblehead.
Ay, ¿por qué las
I'm like,
puso
oh,
así?
you know who Chick Hearn is? That's impressive. Not many people pay him his respects. She's like, that's my grandfather.
No.
I was like, can I shake your hand again? And she just goes, we'll give you a month. If you like the job at the end of the month, it's yours.
Sí, venía
Dang, I'm right there
sí,
still.
That's
I
what's
swear,
up.
that was all that was said in the interview, bro.
Hired on the spot.
They didn't ask me for experience or nothing.
Sí,
You know who my grandfather is? Alright.
You know my granddaddy?
Habló
Yeah.
aquí, y luego se salió con sus
And how long have you been doing this?
No, pero regresó, iba a volver.
September was 3 years.
Voy a hacer algo y luego iba a
4
volver,
years
dijo que
this
iba a volver.
September. I'm doing dispatching at a construction company. And it's cool. Just, you know, it has its ups and downs like every other job.
What is it? What are some of the ups?
The ups is the people. There's some solid people
Me
there.
acuerdo fue lo que era.
There's it's just like a good camaraderie that you're dealing with the place. It's like a family. Or like a family, you know, yeah, you fight with your family sometimes.
Oh yeah. Any place with people, man, you gotta deal with different personalities and stuff. But, any place you work, it's the people who make it or break it. I worked at sick jobs with people who are not too friendly, and it just brings down the whole vibe. You know? And then I worked at bad jobs, you know, where the people
Ajá.
make it tolerable.
Sí. Sí.
So you skipped the whole college route, or what happened?
Oh,
What happened after high school, man? It's been what, almost 15 years?
yeah, man. So
No es lo que me fijé es que estaba comunicando mucho en el teléfono, cortando el pelo.
I left high school.
No, estaba
I was like,
texteando.
what am I gonna do, right? So I'm working at Target.
Y no, eso no me molesta a mí, pero yo digo, a otra persona que salga, digamos, le vamos
Well,
a
yeah, I
tratar
have it
de
all
hacer.
figured out. By 25, I'll have my house. And
Ujú.
I decided because I was so into music that I was gonna do sound engineering. I went into sound engineering. I was going to school, and then I'm gonna say it was me because I used to say it was other things, but as I've grown, I've learned that I could have overcame those things and gotten through it. But at the time, I just probably wasn't mentally strong enough to get through. Like, my parents were going through a huge divorce. I was the oldest, so like it got to a point where my parents weren't even home. So the only one home would be me if I was home. And I had like I have a sister that's 13 years younger than me. And my brother's 8 years younger than me. So it was kind of like, alright, you gotta watch him, but to be honest,
Todos,
I lost
todos
myself
tienen
in
para
that process.
Navidad, para Easter, para
I started kind of like leaning on the weekend to just like make things better, you know?
Right.
And it never got to anything harder than that. It did get to the point where all my day was just about finding the right place or the right time to get high, and just then pretty soon it was all the right time and all the right place.
That's real. Yeah, I feel that.
And I just never went back to it, bro. And to this day, I think about it, especially when I'm at work and I'm doing something that I don't want to do. I'm really doing something that I want to do and get paid for it. But
Y
I
también
don't know, man.
aquí
Sometimes
tienen
I
rancho
feel
en
like
high
it's too
school.
late to go back.
Y muchos muchachos se cortan el pelo antes de regresar a la escuela.
But with the way I'm doing music now, I don't know, it would be nice. But yeah, I just started working and then dealing with life, and then 15 years later, I'm like, where did all the time go?
It goes by so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I went from being the youngest and most of the jobs to being like in the middle, and it's like, oh, now I'm telling kids like, hey, don't waste time, and, take it serious. Just
Yeah.
saying the same thing but transforming it to my releases.
No, I'm the old head. Like,
Hubo por Javier.
it's fun though, man.
Oh, sí.
Anytime you grow,
¿Eran walk-ins?
I think it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
I could have been at this point.
Es que cuando uno hay un barber que es bueno, no quieren soltar.
I probably could have grown up with, you know, and this was the way it was written.
I agree. I mean, as cliche as it sounds, like you wouldn't be where you are without going to these bands.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Sí. Ya se está
It
terminando.
sounds weird when you have somebody saying it to you, but when you go past the head knowledge and know what that means to, feeling it in your soul.
I think we think it's corny because it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And then you go through it like you said, and you're like, oh wow, it was obvious, but I still didn't even get it.
I think about like all the talk my pops tell me stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, I know.
Sigue trabajando y está ganando de su parte para Navidad y
And then now I'm a father, and
después de Navidad
saying things like this hurts me more than it hurts you, or it's like, oh man, it has a deeper feel to it.
How is it having the babies?
It's awesome, man. I love it. To be completely honest, sometimes it's a little bit much, but at the end of the day, cuddled up with my kids, and they're at the age where they tell me that they love me. It makes it really good. All right, I'll put up with you for a minute.
You come home and like,
Yeah, that's true. Right now we're dealing with my son. He's in his terrible twos. So he's either, all lovey-dovey with you, or he doesn't even know who you are, and he pretends not to know what you're saying to him. It's awesome, man. My kids, my daughter is at the stage where she's learning how to play games. So she's picking the games, telling you how to play it, telling you you're playing it wrong, and she wins. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
no, you should be a smart baby.
I appreciate that. I hope it's true. Yeah, how about you, man? And any lucky gal? Kids?
No, just lessons. Just lessons right now. The last relationship I was in felt like it was like gonna be something serious. Kind of fell apart. It takes two to tango.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, right now I'm just kind of honestly ever since COVID broke out, like I felt like that's when I got a real grip on who I wanted to be as a person, and then just started building every day towards becoming that person. So I haven't really been dating, but like, hey ladies.
Same. We out here single and ready to mingle.
Getting a haircut right now. So.
You think I'm looking good for me?
But yeah, just I'm taking life as it comes. I kind of figured out after my last relationship, I needed to do some growing up, kind of understand even myself. How are you gonna convey something to someone if you don't even know what you want? So I had to do that hard work.
Yeah, I tell you from the married life, it doesn't get much easier, but
I'm sure it doesn't, bro.
but it's when you do find that one for you, it's kind of like when you're, like you said, it comes natural, like the beat to you. It's like, yes, it's hard. Yes, you do have to do work, but it is worth it, though. Go ahead.
I'm not bad.
You're good.
That's all in life. I'm figuring out what I wish I would have known earlier. Like I feel like at times I got myself in trouble in life, trying to seek a comfort zone, and like the easy days, like stay away from taking terrible responsibility. I want an easy day. I didn't want to have to deal with stuff that I didn't think about. And now I'm seeing like the more you accept that every day is just gonna be a grind in its own way, you find the easy points in the grind.
Yeah.
You find it not so daunting. It's more like this is just the next mission on the journey.
It feels like it's don't know if this is
No,
what
pero
I
eso
would say,
dimos
like
a loquear, ¿no?
each lesson like that is less monumental. You know, like you kind of feel like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this now. It's just like, all right, now we know how to get through. Because we've been through harder things than this. Heck yeah, dude. It's
No, es que como me dan tantas
I always
ideas,
trip out, you know, when I ask, you know, like my single friends, like, what's it like trying to
Y no ganan
find
una por una, lo van a
somebody?
pagar.
Especially these days we have like all kinds of media, like social media, you have
Eso es lo que buscan
dating
las cosas,
sites,
que
like,
quizás las puedan quitar.
how do you
Para el
approach
trabajo,
it?
o no sé, pero
What do you look
yo mismo me
for?
carto mil que no sospechoso.
My answer is I don't do it. You know.
De eso se trata.
I honestly, I'm like learning that instead of just looking for a company, I'm looking for the company that I want. You know, like
Yeah.
things that are similar interests. You know, not. It's like going into a bar and you see like a pretty lady, right?
Uh-huh.
no cuidas en mi ganar.
Naturally, you want to talk to her.
Oh yeah.
Y con la buena
But
no salías. Con la gringa.
That's like I feel like where
Y esta guarda
I get
está
lost in the
bonita,
sauce, and
pero
then I just kind of weigh my game, and I see like, hey, there's a Dodger game, and she's reacting to the Dodger game, you know. That similar interest alley kind of opens up the lane to just be like, that's what I'm looking for now. Like, similar interests where we can kind of like enjoy the company, not so much like force something because we're both single and
Yeah.
we feel like society's telling us to do it.
The time, the clock's ticking, and you know what? I think there's wisdom in that, man. 'Cause, you hear about all these people breaking up these days, and you know there's circumstances that we don't know, so I don't want to generalize too much. But you know, I feel like some people look
Ella no,
Look
pero
at
ahora
that.
que ahora dice
Match
que
up
sí,
with all this.
sí le gustaba y todo eso.
This chick, she has all her teeth and she has good credit, you know. So
I got my Costco card.
Y
baby.
ya voy para el año que nos dejamos. Mañana.
I heard it's a flex. It's a flex now.
these days, bro, you have no idea that I'll be so excited to get new kitchen utensils.
You get down in the kitchen?
No.
I get down in the kitchen too. I get all stoked like, look at this new pot. It's non-stick.
It's not. You got that cast iron though?
Yeah,
That's where it's
dude,
at.
get a nice steak and you make it on the cast iron.
I can grill a little bit, you know. My biggest fear though is giving people food poisoning. I don't want to be the dude that undercooks the chicken, you know.
Es hombre.
Funny because one of my buddies, growing up, he's always been like always been the chef. And, you know, when we all started getting married, all our families would kick it together and just, like grill and hang out and stuff. And we went to one of my buddies' pad and he had this little like charcoal grill. It was like this big, trying to cook for like 13 people.
Wow.
So we're just sitting there, you know, he's flipping it. It's dark, there's no light. We're outside in the backyard. Send a plate of chicken inside, and my wife's like, nah, this ain't it, my guy. It's still pink inside. So till this day, she won't let it go, but
She won't eat his food.
nah, she's like, who cooked this? All right, let me check it right. Hey, man. I don't want to be that person.
You don't want to get. You don't want to get people sick for sure. It's cool though. I love cooking. It's almost like making music to me. I'm gotten really like into it, where like I prepare it, serve it, and just see people enjoy it. It's like really dope.
Yeah, you know what? If you
Better
have
than
that,
eating it almost.
you think so?
I like to see people really enjoy it.
I'm gonna take your word on that one. I do have another buddy who's started getting into like smoking and grilling meats and stuff, and he says the same thing. So it must.
Nomás voy una vez a la semana porque
It's just like, man, I made that, you know,
de
but
lunes a viernes.
I put time into it, and now it's like delicious.
I feel that's probably what haircuts is to me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Your masterpiece at the end when you're done.
Masterpiece. Masterpiece.
You can't do nothing about my face.
Listen, I'm gonna try to dope it up as much as I could, but there's limitations to my game. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm growing bald at it. Freaking start cutting my hair.
Oh, listen, bro, I'm right there with you. It just started lightening up.
Mine is like back here. I got like the Friars little patch in the back.
It's just life, my guy.
Yeah.
So, you have a song coming out tomorrow. You said, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the title of it?
So the title's called Algo Diferente. Just because we normally drop English, and this was something different, and that's what Algo Diferente means. And, the cover for it is kind of cool too. I kind of drew like a Courage the Cowardly Dog, and like inspired piece, and it's kind of like supposed to be different because the title of the song. I got like kind of like a vantage point of like a candle lighting a room and a kid and a dog tripping out that a pen is writing by itself, but on the shadow you see like there's a figure there holding up the pen and writing, and that's the ghost and LAPeace, divine intervention.
All right, I see.
That combination, you know. But I'm excited because for sure my mom can't say she doesn't understand what I'm saying. You know.
I'm gonna give it a listen, brother. I'm a No Sabo kid, so I'm gonna support you.
No Sabo. We'll have plenty of English tracks for sure.
You know what? We were supposed to do this a while back, so I was like listening to your stuff on SoundCloud. I was like,
on SoundCloud.
on SoundCloud.
Man,
I
that's
went
the
back. I
old
went at the
stuff.
deep cuts, bro. I had to go from the history, and I was just amazed, man. Like you said, just how you're able to put the words together over the flow. I think both of you have some talent, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Wish you the best. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Thank you for having me, bro. Long way from the wrestling room.
Remember that? Let's not speak of that, bro.
That's all right.
That's part 2.